All right, welcome in everyone to a very special episode of Related to the Game. As always, Ben Eitenbrook here, joined by my brother-in-law, Prasan and Ben. And for the first time ever, we have a guest live on the podcast with us today. Everybody give a big welcome to Ryan Christofferson. He is our soccer expert for the day. And so we're going to start off kicking out into all things World Cup. But before that, Ryan, welcome to the pod, man. It's good to have you on.
Thank you guys for having me. I have a lot of soccer thoughts that swirl around in my brain, and it's going to feel good to get them out in the open for once. My wife is getting sick of hearing them from me. She doesn't care, but I'm glad I get to talk to an audience that maybe has at least a little bit of interest in this. So this is great.
Ryan, we have dozens of listeners that are going to experience all of your knowledge.
So. And your exact feelings about that is the exact reason this podcast exists. Prasan and I needed someone to talk to that actually might care about what we're talking about when it comes to sports.
Perfect.
So yeah,
I fit right in there.
Yeah, you're in the right spot. So I guess to start off, let's just talk about the U.S. and how everything about how their World Cup run went. Obviously, they got eliminated in the round of 16 by Belgium, 4-1. I guess the first controversial thing I want to talk about is the red card suspension that got lifted or postponed or whatever so that the U.S.'s striker could play in the game. Ryan, is that like a unprecedented type of thing to happen, or has that happened before in the soccer world?
So the way that it happened was fairly unprecedented, where within the tournament itself, he got a red card. The FIFA rules state that if you get a red card, you are automatically suspended for the next game, no matter what. And there's no pathway to appeal that, especially since they went to the VAR, the video assistant replay system during the game. That kind of served as almost the appeal, so to speak, where they reviewed video, watched it in slow motion, and decided that it deserved a red card. So the fact that suspension ended up getting overturned within the tournament itself is unprecedented as far as I know. Now, having said that, FIFA has been lenient on some rules from time to time. For example, Cristiano Ronaldo in a I believe it was a World Cup qualifier match before the World Cup began was suspended, and due to the fact, I assume, that it's Cristiano Ronaldo, they didn't want him out for a game in the World Cup, and they messed around with the rules a little bit and made him eligible right away in the World Cup. Same thing with a player for Ecuador named Moises Caicedo, really good midfield player. Similar type of thing happened to him where he was suspended prior to the World Cup starting, and his ban got overturned as well. But as far as something that happens within the tournament itself, yeah, that's fairly unprecedented. But again, FIFA is not against bending their own rules a little bit to make sure that the product is what they want it to be.
Interesting. Yeah. I guess that kind of makes sense to me because as I've been watching soccer, and specifically the U.S., because I had a strong rooting interest, even during the games, it kind of, the way the games are refereed kind of feels like there's rules, but the rules are kind of guidelines, and you kind of go off feel along with the rules. And so at times that was like frustrating, as because I'm not used to how games are reffed. And so I was, and then like the U.S. Belgium game, I was getting heated, even though like there probably wasn't any reason to, besides the U.S. just getting smoked and looking terrible. But
we had like 13 seconds of fun during that game. We scored the game on the penalty kick, and it was like, oh my God, we're back. And then like 45 seconds later, it was like, oh well, we lost now probably. Yeah. Did FIFA give any kind of so obviously, you know, they came out right after the game, the game where he got the red card and said, hey, you know, there's no way to appeal this, anything like that, that we're good. Did FIFA give any kind of insight as to like why now are we able to review this?
Well, so they cited and I'm not able to get into the specifics necessarily, but they cited a specific article in their bylaws. I believe it was Article 27. I might be wrong on that number. That
Sure.
is, I guess, a fairly recently added article that they somehow figured out was kind of a pathway to allow this to happen. But like you said, it was weird because that came a day or two after they said there is no
Right.
pathway to becoming eligible again. So honestly, they kind of made a mockery of themselves a little bit with the way they handled that situation.
Yeah.
Which is not new for FIFA. That's something that they're well known for. They're well known for in the past bribery and corruption and lots of different scandals. So it kind of fits right in with kind of the reputation that they already have.
Sure.
Now, as a U.S. fan, I was excited when Flo Balogun was, determined to be eligible. You can ask my wife. I don't know what my reaction was, but it was not that of what a 30-year-old man's reaction should be to a sporting event. But yeah, I mean, I was excited, but then as you get into it a little bit, it's almost like, did it backfire on the U.S. a little bit?
Yeah.
Like, in my opinion, it motivated Belgium to the extreme. Belgium, I think, rightly so, was mad about the decision because it was against FIFA's own rules. And I mean, you can see during the game that I thought Belgium played with even a little bit of a greater edge than they had been in the past. They actually had been struggling going into the U.S. game, which I actually thought gave the U.S. a chance to beat them. But they played, to the next level in that game. And I thought that overturning of that ban might have given them a little bit of added edge, a little bit of added motivation. And I think it ended up backfiring against the U.S.
I kind of agree. And kind of on the flip side of that, it almost felt like the U.S. might have been feeling more pressure because the general vibe of all the fans was, oh, we got Flo back, we're gonna win. And so now all of a sudden, like, they feel like they got an advantage that they almost shouldn't have gotten, and now it's like, oh, like, now we have to win. Like, we gotta, like, they're helping us out. We gotta make this win now. And it almost felt like, just watching them play, it looked like, and maybe it's just because they're in the round of 16 in the World Cup, but they looked like they were playing a little scared, and like the pressure was on them a lot, you know?
Yeah. Well, and this goes both ways, but I mean, the U.S., I assume, was game planning with the idea that the backup forward was going to be in Ricardo Pepi, most likely, and he's a very different type of player than Flo Balogun is, and so the game plan would have been slightly different. I'm not saying that's why they lost, because Belgium, same thing, they were probably game planning, assuming that Ricardo Pepi was going to be in the game, but it just throws things off a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying they were going to win if Ricardo Pepi played and Flo Balogun's suspension was, if that went through. But I just think it ended up doing more harm than good.
Yeah. So for the game itself, obviously it ended 4-1. It was really 3-1, just that last goal in garbage time. And then obviously the third goal was just an absolute disaster. With the goalie there, going to clear the ball and then hesitates and then gives the ball away. Overall, I know coming into the game, the betting odds were almost slightly favoring the U.S. Did you feel, Ryan, like Belgium was like the significantly better team, or did the U.S. play poorly, or was it kind of a combination of a few factors?
I would say it was a combination of those two things. I did feel going into the game that the United States had a real chance to win the game, like a real chance, not just, if everything plays right, they can win. I think the United States this year was a very good quality team that could beat Belgium. Having said that, watching the game, I was reminded that Belgium is much deeper than the U.S. Two of Belgium's world-class players didn't start that game.
Yeah.
You might have heard the announcers talking about that a little bit. Kevin De Bruyne and Romelu Lukaku. Lukaku came on later in the game and actually ended up scoring a goal. But Belgium is just so much deeper than the U.S. The U.S. had about 10 to 11 players that I feel like Pochettino, maybe 12, that Pochettino really trusted. Whereas Belgium, they have 5, 6, 7, 8 guys on the bench that can come in the game and make a real impact. So the United States is not at the level that Belgium's at right now. Belgium is not a top tier world power, but they're maybe a tier below some of those top teams, where the U.S. still has some work to do to get to that level. But the U.S. Is more talented than any U.S. team I've watched in my lifetime, and I thought they had a real chance to win, especially the way that they played in that first game against Paraguay, and then they played some real, hard-fought games against Australia. I know they lost to Turkey, but they had basically all their backups in that game.
Backups, yeah.
But then the Bosnia game too, real hard-fought, professional win that I felt like, okay, there's some real momentum. I thought with home field advantage, that would play a big role in this game, and it was just so disappointing to see the way that they came out. It to me, it felt like the moment was too big for a lot of the players, and they kind of folded under pressure. I thought.
It felt watching it kind of like they were playing with no energy. It just seemed lazy, and like they were just kind of it seemed sluggish out there
A lot of ugly
during
turnovers.
ugly turnovers, and just there was no drive to like continue like any drives or pushes or anything like that. There was no pressing. It felt very, very sluggish.
Belgium had a great game plan against them. The United States, in some of the previous games, used a strategy called like really aggressive counter pressing, where if they lost the ball on their side of the field, meaning like on the opposing side of the field where the U.S. is trying to score, they would swarm and they would put immense amount of pressure on the other team and try to keep the ball on that side of the field and win the ball back in those high areas. Where Belgium did not play that game, they would play it back to their goalkeeper. Their goalkeeper would play it long. Belgium would tend to win those balls, win those first and second balls out of the air, and be able to play further up the field. So they had a really good game plan against the U.S., and it seemed like the U.S. didn't know how to adjust from there. On top of that, unfortunately, some of the U.S.'s best players, namely Christian Pulisic, did not play well. He did not play well at all. I think I don't remember the number, but he had several, I think, Ben, you might have mentioned this, several turnovers on that left wing where he's trying to take on a player and just loses the ball over and over again. He played really poorly. Serginho Dest on the right wing played really poorly, actually made some big defensive mistakes that led to one, maybe even two of those goals that Belgium scored. So, I don't know if there's any players, honestly, other than Malik Tillman, that I could mention for the United States, maybe Alex Freeman, that had an okay to even good game. Everybody else played below their standards. Part of that was due to Belgium, and part of that I think was that the moment ended up being a little too big for some of those players.
Yeah, I had a note I wanted to ask about Christian Pulisic because, it felt like he just had a terrible game. I've never watched him play like his club ball or anything, but I know he's just supposed to be he's Captain America. He's the leader of this team, and man, it just felt like he shrunk in the big moment, and whenever he was involved, he turned it over. It didn't produce anything at the very least. So I guess, do you think the expectations of him on the U.S. team are too high, in the sense that yes, he's a good player, but he's not good enough to just like carry the U.S. to the next level? Or is it more of an issue where he's not coming through in the biggest moments? He doesn't have that clutch gene. In the big games.
It's hard to say. A lot of people have been talking these past couple weeks now. Well, I don't even remember when the Belgium game was. Maybe a couple weeks ago now, but about his personality, and his personality isn't like a typical superstar. He's kind of a quiet, reserved guy that maybe doesn't necessarily want to be the superstar of the team, but just is that because of how talented he is. I think that's one part of it. I do think the other part of it is there's a chance he wasn't fully healthy after that Paraguay game. If you guys remember, he got hurt in the first half of that Paraguay game and then ended up not coming back out on the field in the second half, and then missed the following game against Australia. I think there's a chance that he never was fully healthy after that. And because if you remember the first half of that Paraguay game, he was phenomenal. I mean, he was all over the place, dangerous, and he didn't score, but he was dangerous, and he was creating chances, and he was fast, and he was dynamic, where it didn't look like that from that point forward. Even in the Bosnia game when he played the full game, I believe. Just wasn't as dynamic as he was in that Paraguay game. So I feel like that's a possibility. I don't think there's been anything that's come out about that. I know that he has that microfracture that came out following the game against Belgium. But yeah, I think health was a factor. But he's been heavily criticized by a lot of people over this past year. The past summer, the U.S. played in a tournament called the Gold Cup. I don't know how familiar you guys are with that, but that's basically the tournament that crowns the champion of North America. So Canada, Mexico, all the Central American teams play in that. And Christian Pulisic opted out of that tournament. He just chose not to participate and received heavy criticism for that, for basically not wanting to put on his national team's jersey, which is kind of almost a cardinal sin for a lot of American fans, because we want our best players to represent our country. And he chose not to do that so that he could get healthy and rest and recover and have a really good club season coming into a really good World Cup. And a lot of people now are feeling like, well, what was that for?
Yeah.
You had he ended up having kind of a poor club season, at least the second half of his season for AC Milan. Didn't score for several months in a row. And then really, I think it's fair to say he had a poor World Cup with the expectations where they were at. He had one outstanding half. Obviously, injuries aren't his fault necessarily, but I think overall it was a disappointment for him. And he's facing a ton of criticism right now. But yeah, I mean, I think there's a bunch of factors that led into it, but I'm disappointed with him. He really struggled.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess the last question I have about the U.S. is, do you see the future being bright? Is the best yet to come for this team, or is this kind of feeling like a plateauing team that is never gonna be able to push itself into the next tier of being a more legitimate competitor when it comes to the knockout stage to actually make a run in future World Cups or in other international play going forward?
Yeah, I mean, I feel almost both optimistic and pessimistic at the same time, in the sense that if there ever was a tournament where if there was a World Cup tournament where they were going to have a chance to go as far as they've ever gone, you'd think it would have been this one. They have their quote unquote golden generation is kind of entering their prime right now. Not to mention it was on home soil with home crowds behind them. And they ended up having a pretty disappointing exit. Now, that's not to say the whole tournament was completely disappointing. I think, especially during the group stage, I think they really got the country pretty excited for them. I'm guessing there's some new soccer fans in the country that had a lot of fun watching them this summer. So in that sense, feeling optimistic, but a little bit pessimistic because I think this was a really great opportunity for them. Now, they're still young. They still have a lot of young players that are going to be around for the next World Cup in 2030. And there's always going to be new players entering the fold. But yeah, I mean, I think this was their chance to really be successful, and I think they missed an opportunity.
I always say about any sport, if you're there, you got to win. You never know if you're going to get back, right? You don't ever have any team could get better, and like, who knows, like next 4 years from now, it might be completely different. So if you're there, like, now's the time to win. You have no idea if you're going to get back. So I agree. It felt like, especially on home soil, and just the opportunities that were presented to us. I mean, it felt like, no, I don't think we'd have won the whole thing, but it was there were opportunities there for us to advance further, for sure.
Mm-hmm. I will say this, in this country, if enough money is put behind something, if there's enough support behind something, this is a pretty great country where we can succeed in a lot of stuff. So I feel like in that sense, the future is bright, because I do think right now there's more interest in soccer in this country than I can remember, maybe ever. And you get enough of that support, you get enough of the money pouring in to youth programs, to the United States Soccer Federation. You get new fans going to MLS games and games around the country. And if we want to be successful at something, we tend to do that. So I think in the long term, we will see a United States team that will be competing at the upper echelons of international soccer. I don't know how soon that's going to happen, but I think it will. That will be a reality someday.
Yeah, yeah. I saw one thing looking on the optimistic side of, yeah, one of the benefits of getting to host the World Cup and having the team perform as well as they did, especially in the group stage and winning a knockout game, is the country in general is just got a lot of attention on soccer and a lot of excitement about it. And the idea is, well, maybe in the World Cup 16, 20, 24 years from now, there's going to be a new wave of generation that are little kids right now that are inspired to go play soccer more than there would be, and a new generation of just a larger pool of the youth are going to be going into soccer and continuing up through the ranks, and therefore you end up with more talent in the at the professional level. So hopefully, yeah, like you said, the U.S. if they put the resources towards it and the interest is there, there's no reason they can't, with the population base we have and the resources we have, blossom this into a up a tier or two in the world soccer rankings for sure.
Yeah, and FIFA and the rest of the world, I think, wants the United States to be successful in soccer because, frankly, I think the World Cup did really well financially for FIFA. I mean, stadiums were packed. People from all over the world can come to this country, and so I think there's a vested interest all around the world for soccer to succeed in the United States. So it'll happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw a thing that this World Cup was planned on generating like double the revenue of any World Cup ever before this one. And that, I mean, part of it was, I mean, just big stadiums everywhere sold out. And I saw too that FIFA was jacking up the ticket prices because here in America we're accustomed to expensive tickets. So they could just make them more expensive than they do when the World Cup's other places and still sell them out. So yeah, I definitely see that from their side of things of wanting to continue growing
Seems
soccer
like
here.
players are enjoying their time here. Fans are enjoying their time here. I mean, in general, there's just different videos I've seen of different players and fans that are talking about all the things they like about the United States and the different things that they get to experience while they're here. A lot of people apparently are obsessed over ranch dressing here. I saw that was a
Yes.
thing that people are like, oh, they have like ranch sauce here, which, to be fair, is something that I notice when I go out of the country is that they don't have ranch dressing. So fair enough. They're all discovering it now.
Did you guys see Erling
ranch
Haaland
dressing
with
is
his... Oh, go ahead, Ryan.
I was just going to say ranch dressing is the key to American soccer success in the future.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes. But yeah, did you guys see Erling Haaland with his stuffed raccoon that he brought back with him? That's awesome.
Pretty cool.
But yeah, so I guess we can kind of move on to other World Cup teams news. I guess, Ryan, do you have like some thoughts, I guess, on other teams' performances, like teams that overperformed or had really good tournaments or teams that really disappointed? Anything like that you have general thoughts on?
Yeah, I mean, maybe I'll start with this: is that the semifinals have been amazing. Just the teams that ended up in the semifinals: France, Spain, England, Argentina. I mean, those are the top 4 teams in the world, and they ended up in the semifinals, and it made for some really awesome games. The star power that was in those games was unbelievable. I mean, you've got Mbappe and Messi and Lamine Yamal and all these. I mean, just the superstars that came through and performed and ended up in the semifinals has been awesome. That I loved that England Argentina game yesterday. I don't know if you guys caught that or saw the highlights of that.
I did. That was we were watching it at work, and I ended up watching the last probably 30 minutes or so, which is all I needed to watch. And oh man, incredible.
Yeah, So entertaining. I don't care if you're a soccer fan or not. I mean,
Yeah,
I am, so maybe I'm biased, but that was
it
high
was
level
awesome.
sports
Yeah.
right there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, the superstars have performed really well. You guys mentioned Norway a little bit ago with Erling Haaland. They were a team that definitely overperformed. It was fun to watch their run. Um, teams that underperformed. I don't know if there's a lot that stand. I mean, Germany is one that definitely underperformed. I think they exited in the round of 32, if I'm remembering that correctly, right in
Mhm.
their first knockout game. So
I think
that was
so.
a huge disappointment for them. And if the United States men's national team thinks they're being heavily criticized, I can tell you that Germany in their country right now is feeling that criticism times 10, maybe more. Um, so I mean, that's a huge disappointment for them. But I mean, little teams like Cape Verde giving Argentina a run for their money. Those types of things are fun to watch. I mean, the World Cup is just the best. Watching all these countries from all around the world with their different cultures and different styles of soccer that they play, and different size countries playing against each other. It's just so fun. But in the end, the world powers ended up in the semifinals, and that's really the way it should be. It's kind of like March Madness,
Yeah.
in college basketball. It's like it's fun to watch the upsets in the first few rounds, but when it
You don't
comes
want
down
them
to
in the
that final
final.
four,
You want
yeah,
the
I
one
mean,
seeds.
maybe you do, but the best basketball is when the one seeds end up in the final
Yeah,
four,
you
and
want the
that's when you
stars
see the
playing
star
each other
power, and that's what we got.
and the best teams. Yep.
Yeah, and so that made for, especially like I said, the England Argentina game. It made for a really great game, and it's going to make for a really good final too with Spain and Argentina.
Yeah, that England Argentina game. I honestly didn't get to watch it, but I just saw some highlights and some commentary about it. And from what I heard, it kind of sounds like England kind of pulled a classic Green Bay Packers.
Yep.
So they've got
100%.
they've got a 1 goal lead in you know in American football terms, middle of the third quarter, and they just take the foot off the
Yep.
gas and get super
Yep.
conservative. And
Park the
what do you
car.
know? You give them too many opportunities, you're gonna get scored on, and you're gonna get scored on again, and you lose the game. That's that's what I heard about it, and from what I saw, yeah, it instantly resonated with me as a big Packer fan. Like that sounds like exactly something the Packers do.
I saw
times a
the
season.
yeah, I missed the tying goal from Argentina. I know it was in like the 85th, 86th minute, something like that. And I missed that goal. And then I came back out and was kind of watching. And the verdict of what we kind of were looking at was like, oh my gosh, like Argentina's like pressing hard now. Like it kind of looked like all game they're just trying to get back in it. They scored the goal and it was like, oh my gosh, this thing's like not going to extra time. Like they're pushing hard. And then I'm watching them kind of like move it up the field and I'm like, oh my gosh, they're gonna score now. And he kicked it and it went off the post and I was like, oh my gosh, that was close. And then like one kick later and it was in off the header. So it was just shocking to watch that last like few minutes.
Yeah, for sure. I would say from maybe the 75th minute on, like I told my wife, again, she doesn't care, but I told her anyway that Argentina's going to score. Like it was an onslaught of chances, and England was just sitting way back. And like you said, Ben, it was prevent defense, which never works. That never works in football. It doesn't work in soccer either, usually.
Not when there's that much time left. It works for one
Yes.
or two plays at the end of the game, but not
Yes.
for 25 minutes of the game.
Yes, not with Lionel Messi on the other team having the ball with space in front of him. It just doesn't work. And yeah, that's why Argentina's in the final right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, we can talk about the final a little bit. Spain versus Argentina coming up here. I was unaware of this until a couple days ago. And I was sure it was AI, but no. Messi has a picture with Lamine Yamal as a baby. He's bathing him. And I like that actually happened. Like that is just wild. And now they're going to be facing off in the World Cup final against each other. That's a crazy picture and crazy how that worked out.
It is crazy. I guess was Lionel Messi friends with Lamine Yamal's father? Is that maybe the story behind that I heard? Or
I saw
something like that. But
the quick Google search I saw said it was that Messi was doing I forget who was doing the photo shoot. Some magazine was doing this photo shoot, and Lamine Yamal's family won like the raffle or whatever to get him in it. Like it was complete chance.
okay,
Is what I heard it was, or what I read about it.
Okay.
So, but yeah,
Yeah.
just ridiculous.
crazy, crazy. But
But
two
anyways,
superstars. It should be
yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it should be a
so-
fun final. I'm looking forward to it. Should be a fun final, and should be like you said, two superstars kind of going at it, and may the best team win. Who do you like? Who do you think's gonna pull it off?
Before Ryan goes, I want to give my input.
Okay, all right.
Influenced
All
by
right.
by the expert.
All right, go ahead, Ben.
To me, from what I've gathered, Spain has just been this super consistent and just more or less dominant team. I think they've only allowed one goal all tournament or something like that, and they've just been in control in most or all of their games. And then you got Argentina on the other side, who is this. They've been in a battle almost every single game they've been in, and then all of a sudden they pull it out every time. I mean, they got Leo Messi, so anything can happen, and so they just feel like they're the team with the star quarterback that you just know they're down by a score in the fourth quarter. They're just going to score on you, and there's almost nothing you can do about it. So it's this clash of kind of, I mean, it feels like it's got to be Spain is going to be up at some point, and then can Argentina make a comeback? And I just think Argentina's luck has to run out at some point, and they're just going to run out of time and come a little short. So I'm taking Spain in the final. Now we can have someone who actually.
I'm gonna go. Hang on. I'm gonna go first.
Yep,
I also don't want to be influenced. I'm gonna go opposite of you to the same. Your analysis was great. I'm going Argentina because I think, hey, when you've got the magic, everything's flowing. Let's finish the deal, right? It's gotten you this far. I agree exactly. That's how it's going to go, though. Spain's going to get up 1-0, and then it's going to be, can Argentina get a goal or two to get this thing, to push this thing forward? I have a feeling it's going to be in the last few minutes, and they'll figure it out, and it'll be a great game. But I got Argentina on top. All right, Brian, let's hear it. Finish this up here.
Yeah. Well, you guys, it sounds like you're lifelong soccer fans. That's great analysis. Really, I mean, you guys are. I mean, Spain is on paper the better team. They have a better roster. The way that they play together is incredible. The way that they possess the ball and have short passes and can control a game and control the tempo can control the tempo of a game is probably better than any team in this tournament. Having said that, you're right. Argentina has a magic to them this tournament. They have Lionel Messi, age 39, playing in the United States and just seemingly pulling rabbits out of a hat every single game. Argentina also plays with kind of a nastiness that's very, very much in line with kind of South American style soccer, where they're not afraid to get chippy. They're not afraid to take some yellow cards and set the tone that way. So this is going to be a really interesting matchup. I just cannot bet against Lionel Messi. My brain tells me to take Spain, but my gut is telling me that Lionel Messi and Argentina are going to win this game. So I'm going to pick Argentina.
I feel much better about my pick now. I feel very good and vindicated here, so I appreciate it.
Yeah. I mean, Spain should win this game, just like England should have won that last game. But
yeah,
I cannot bet against Lionel Messi and Argentina to take the back-to-back title.
Yeah, and just got a couple minutes left here to wrap it up. Do you, even without that, but especially if Argentina does pull it off, is Messi your GOAT, or is there anyone else that you think is the GOAT over Messi?
Lionel Messi is the greatest player in my lifetime. I didn't get to see Diego Maradona, Pele, anybody like that. But yes, Lionel Messi to me is the greatest of all time, especially what he's doing right now at age 39. I mean, I think you could make a really strong argument that he's still the best player in the world, and he's 39 years old.
Yeah.
Just incredible. The longevity and the dominance. He's amazing. He's my GOAT for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, yeah. So that kind of wraps it up. Yeah. World Cup final on Sunday, I think at 2:00 Central,
2:00,
something
yeah.
like that. So should be absolute cinema to watch. It's been a lot of fun watching this World Cup, and yeah, thanks a lot, Ryan, for coming on. And
Yeah, Ryan, buddy, thanks for coming on. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having me. This was fun. I'm again, those thoughts were swirling around and I got them out. It feels really good. I feel like a weight is lifted off of me.
Absolutely. All right. Well, yeah, thanks for coming on, and we'll have to have you on again sometime, hopefully sometime before the next World Cup.
Absolutely. I'm open
right.
anytime.
All
All
right.
right.
Thanks.
Appreciate it, Ryan. Take care.
Thank you.
All right. So, yeah, then we can kind of roll into a couple other things going on in the sports world. MLB All-Star break going on right now. We can start there. Prasan, what do you have any thoughts? All-Star game, home run derby, anything else?
Did you watch the Derby at all?
I did not watch a single bit. I saw
Man.
clips about how it went, and that's about it.
Oh, man. The Home Run Derby, I will say, is one of my favorite events of the year. I love the Home Run Derby. The All-Star weekend is in Chicago at Wrigley next year, assuming we have a baseball season. And, oh, man, I'm tempted to go to that. It's going to not be cheap, but I am tempted. Home Run Derby was awesome. So they made a change this year. You know, in the past, there's really three different formats I've seen. The original format, I personally think, is the best. It's basically you get 10 outs. So every time you hit a home run, it doesn't matter, like, doesn't count as an out. Anything other than a home run is an out, and you get 10 of those in kind of bracket format. That's my favorite. I think everybody, general consensus, that's their favorite. Then they went to this stupid timer, and it was basically you have a certain amount of time, and you just, like, as many pitches as you can, like, hit as many home runs as you can. And now this year they changed it to
just total
a
swings.
Format where, yes, total swings. So you got 10 swings or however many swings, and you could, you hit as many home runs as you can within those swings. The only caveat was, on your last swing, if you hit a home run, you could keep swinging until you missed, basically. I think this format this year is substantially better than how it has been in years past. We'll talk about a couple of the differences there. But obviously, Jordan Walker, Cardinal, he won the Derby, beating out hometown favorite Kyle Schwarber. Bryce Harper, also hometown favorite, was in it, but didn't make it past the first round. Electric. Absolutely electric. I mean, Jordan Walker, first of all, Kyle Schwarber, credit to him, just hitting tanks. I mean, my favorite part about the Home Run Derby is it's just like over and over and over again, it's just like lasers out of there. It's just incredible to watch. And so you got 15 swings in the last round, and Kyle Schwarber hit 11 home runs. And I mean, he went first, and it was kind of like, oh, this thing, like, may be over. But Jordan Walker, cool, calm, collected, just went up there and, like a breath of fresh air, just, like, kept hitting home runs. I mean, he hit 4, maybe 5 home runs on his last swing because he just kept hitting home runs. And
I think it was 5 or 6 that he had. That's what I saw in a row to end it.
Yes, 6 in a row. Yeah, I think it was 6 in a row to end it, and 5 in a row on his, like, last swing.
Oh, yeah.
That he, like, just over and over. I mean, it was shocking to watch. For me, I also, like, I put a little money on the Home Run Derby this year also, and I made, of the 8 participants, I picked 2 people to win it, and I picked Kyle Schwarber and Jordan Walker. And so I went into the finals going like, hey, either way, like, we're good here. I was rooting for Jordan Walker. Walker was probably
longer odds, right?
Much longer odds, yeah. He was Walker was like plus 800, and Schwarber was like plus 230. So either way, it was going to be profitable. But yes, Walker was much better odds. So that was a good one there. But man, Home Run Derby was fun. It's cool. It's a great event. I think overall, what are your thoughts of who do you think has? I feel like there's a pretty clear answer here, but who do you think has the best All-Star break or game or whatever?
Oh, of the sports leagues?
Of the sports leagues, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's got to be the MLB. Just like it's just the Midsummer Classic, you know. You get the Home Run Derby, which is the best mini game that any of the leagues can put on.
Yeah.
And then the game itself is just fun. You get all the different pitchers coming through there, and it reminds you just like how fun baseball can be while still being super competitive. They're just hanging out, playing a game. You're chilling. You're talking to them on the mics. It's just an awesome format.
I do
that none of the other
enjoy
sports can replicate.
I do enjoy like having them mic'd up in the outfield or in the dugout or whatever, and you're talking to players and things like that throughout the game. I enjoy that. The game means something. Like the NFL Pro Bowl means quite literally nothing. Like it's just like at the end of the day, they're playing for nothing. It's like you have your best fan or your best players out there, and it's just like they don't care. Fans don't care. Like it happens at like 1:00 on a Sunday, which like, granted, I get there's like normal football on at that time usually, but like. It just doesn't mean anything. Like, if it was like 8:00, I'm sitting on the couch anyways, I might turn it on. But like, on a Sunday with no other football on, I'm not turning on the Pro Bowl at 1:00. You know, the All-Star game it means something, and they're playing, and they are they're enjoying it, and it's an enjoyable product for the fans. I think the only thing that comes close potentially to the MLB All-Star break is if they do the Four Nations World Cup or Four Nations hockey again.
Yes,
the NHL.
You're right. I forgot
that
about
was
that.
awesome. That was awesome.
That might beat it out.
That might beat it out. That's the only thing. I mean, the normal how they used to do the NHL All Star game like didn't beat it out, but the Four Nations was cool, so that might beat it out.
Yeah.
I
guess
mean,
the Home Run Derby format. You kind of mentioned that used to be the outs, and then I know they switched to the timer because the issue with the outs was hitters are only swinging at every 5th, 10th pitch.
Sure.
They're just being too picky, and it was just too boring. So they go, timer, it's going to be action-packed. And it was. But then all of a sudden, there's too much importance on the pitcher. If they're throwing bad pitches, like, it's just as important that they throw a good pitch as it is for the hitter to hit it out of the park. Whereas if they're allowed to take pitches like they are with the outs or the new format where they're just counting swings, then it's not about the pitcher anymore, and it is truly just about who can hit the most tanks with the limited number of swings or misses depending on the format. So I think it's good that they went back to away from the timer. The timer was kind of fun. It was a different dynamic. They could take their timeouts and whatnot, but it not as good as the other formats.
So an interesting thing I saw is when the last few years, the amount of home runs we saw during the timer actually almost double what we saw this year. So it'll be interesting to see what they do and what they think about it. My thought process though, and why I enjoyed this year substantially more, is you actually get to like admire and watch the home runs and like,
yes.
Oh my gosh, like what a tank. Like you want like Jack Caglione like hit like, I mean, like fourth deck. It was like I'm watching this. I'm like, oh my god! Like you actually get to watch the home runs, and some of these home runs are like really incredible to watch. When it was the timer, it's like okay, they hit one, and by the time they hit one, some of the times you didn't even watch it land. I mean, they're like right back to watching the batter because the batter's swinging at every single pitch, and the pitcher's just like throwing them in there.
And the rule was the pitcher couldn't pitch until the ball lands. So as the ball's landing, he's starting to pitch it.
They're like,
and so they got
starting
like
to
the
throw
split
it.
screen, and it's just like, you don't get to just like watch them hit tanks and just like. dude, that is sick.
Yeah,
And just
it's
enjoy
yeah,
it, you know?
yes, 100%, yes.
But yeah, so yeah, I guess now with the All-Star break, it feels like that's kind of the point where now it really feels like the games start to mean something for the rest
Oh
of the
yeah,
season.
it's
They mean
yep.
something obviously, but just with how many games there are, now you're really coming down the stretch here where it's like, okay, you got to be winning your series and like keep improving, or otherwise you're going to get caught. And you start tracking who's in, who's out, what's the magic number to clinch the division, all those types of
Yep.
things start coming in place. So now is
Yeah,
now
you
is
got-
when the league really picks up and it gets pretty fun to pay closer attention and really start seeing those scenarios play out and games start to matter more and more.
Yeah, you've got trade deadline coming up in a couple weeks, and then you'll be 1st of August, and all of a sudden it's like, okay, we've got like 2 months here to clinch a division, make a wild card spot, and then there's gonna be playoff baseball. So
Yeah, will be fun. You have anything else MLB you want to talk about?
no, it should be a fun second half of the season starting up tomorrow. I guess there's one game tonight, but most people start up tomorrow and
Yeah.
back on the grind for everybody and finish up the next 2.5 months here.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Yeah, and then the NFL, man, it's coming up too. You just talked about it before you know it. August is here, and that's training camp and preseason, and then it's September, and we're playing real football. And man, that's got my spidey senses tingling a little bit just thinking about it.
It's funny because I always say, as soon as like we hit like August 3rd, I'm like, all right, I'm like ready for summer to be over. Let's get to football. Like I'm good to go. And every year Alexis is like, well, there's still a whole month left. I'm like, yeah, but I don't want there to be a whole month left. I'm good. Summer's over. I've done everything fun I want to do now at this point. Let's just get to this football season.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so I have a recommendation for all the gentlemen out there that have a girlfriend, fiance, or wife that is less interested in the NFL than them to varying degrees, whether she does not care about it at all or is kind of just like, meh, whatever. I would highly, highly recommend watching the quarterback series on Netflix with your girl. Guaranteed she will be more interested in watching football with you this fall. Try it out. It works. We got this season is Jaden Daniels, Joe Flacco, Baker Mayfield, and Cam Ward. I mean, you get to see their whole lives. I'm sure most of you've probably seen it at some point, but it's pretty fun to watch, and it will get your girl more interested in the sport as well, and be more inclined to be okay with you watching a random Titans-Texans game in September instead of doing something else with her. So would highly recommend watching quarterback. And then the other NFL thing I want to just touch on here is, we're kind of in the pit of the off season, so it's lists and tiers and ranking season, and you get all these different articles and people talking about team rankings, quarterback rankings. The NFL 100 list is coming out, top 100 players, and I have a theory I've been developing about quarterbacks, that there's just not as big of a gap as you think between a lot of the players. You see all these tier rankings, and if you put them in numerical order, you got that sense. But I really think there's some pretty big tiers that quarterbacks could fall into. Like I think there's a top 4 or 5. You get Allen, Burrow, Lamar, Mahomes, Stafford maybe, and then after that, I think the next tier is like number 6 through number 16, 18, I think are all in the same tier. I think it really just comes down to situation, who gets hot, who's a bad year, who's hurt a little bit, who's not. And so I get rage baited by all these lists too, but I think your Jordan Love, Dak Prescott, Trevor Lawrence, Caleb Williams, everyone else, and there's the entire Brock Purdy, there's just a massive range of quarterbacks that I all lump into the same tier of like, you get these guys with the right coach and the right team in the right situation, they're going to be good. Yeah, they might go cold sometimes. They might get super hot, but I lump all those guys into one big group and say,
Yeah.
these are the quarterbacks that are good.
You know,
And then there's just like the elite of the elite, and then just the good. And I don't think it's always been that way, but right now I feel like the league is in a place where there is just a really big section of quarterbacks that are all good.
well, I think you're seeing a lot of the talent, a lot of the newer talent you're seeing coming out of college is like, it feels like it's at a different tier to how it was before. You're seeing guys like, when Jordan Love was drafted, like, Aaron Rodgers in the past, like they all sat on the bench for quite a while and then, watched and learned. And for a while, that was the best strategy. And maybe it still is, but you see guys like Caleb Williams come in and really not sit on the bench at all and just kind of like, hey, like we're throwing you into the fire. And I think there's a learning piece to that too. And maybe it's proving that like, hey, with the right team and the right core and all these kind of things, like you're going to get yourself to that. You're either gonna like weed yourself out and like, hey, this guy's like not good or needs a lot more development, or like, hey, like this person's gonna be good and kind of lump, like you said, in with that 6 through 16, 6 through 18, whatever that looks like. Because I agree. I mean, I think you're going to have a lot of like, and a lot of those lower tier quarterbacks too, the 22s through 30 or whatever kind of numbers in the tier list. A lot of that, how much of that can you attribute to just a bad team around you, right? Like that doesn't mean you're a bad quarterback. I mean, look at like Daniel Jones played really well on the Colts and like had a terrible team on the Giants and just like wasn't good. Like he just couldn't figure it out. And all of a sudden you get a good team and he played well. I mean, a lot of these quarterbacks that you're like, oh, well, maybe he's not that good. Well, maybe he just doesn't have a good team around him. Teams are really, really quick, or fans especially, not teams, but fans especially are really quick to like, hey, our quarterback's just not that good. Our coach is just not that good. Like maybe your team's just not that good. Like it's everything around it. It can't be on one piece. It can't be just the quarterback. It can't be just the coach. There's pieces around there that I think attribute to that as well. So,
yeah. So, with all the lists coming out, it's fun. I think maybe coming up in an episode or two, maybe we should do some either team or quarterback power rankings or something for.
Ooh, that'd be a fun one. Yeah,
that'd be a good episode. We could get you guys our own rage bait to get you guys fired up and see how that goes. But, yeah, man, the lists are fun, but I'm just itching for the real thing. I mean, training camp hits, I'm just going to be, like, dialed into which 8th-string wide receiver caught a touchdown for the Packers, and I'm just going to be like, oh, maybe he's going to make the roster. And just, like, preseason, just going to be watching all these bums out there that almost none of them are going to make the team and just be dialed in on it. And I'm just... It's so fun.
We are probably, after this one, we're probably 1 or 2 episodes away from some fantasy football talk, and we should get an expert on here for that and start.
Yeah, I might have another guest to have on for that.
Yes, start talking about some fantasy football.
Yeah, all the redraft leagues drafts will be coming up before you know it. I mean,
yeah,
week 1's right at the start of September, and yeah, I mean, I'm just excited. And I open up my ESPN app, and right on my homepage, there it is: Packers Steelers, August 13th, preseason, week 1, and
By the way, the NFL really screwed up not having that game in Green Bay.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers' last ride in Green Bay. Should have been
Mike McCarthy coming back to town.
Mike McCarthy coming back could have been a big one. They messed that up, but
yeah,
is what it is.
But yeah, all right. Before we wrap it up, we'll bring you guys another stat pad game here. With the NFL stat pad for you guys. If you're not watching the video, I would recommend turning it on and you can play along with us here a little bit. All right, here we go.
All right,
Today
what do we got today?
We've got passing yards is the stat we're looking for.
Passing yards. All right.
And the first one is in the AFC East since 2020 by a guy who was not a first rounder. So
Okay.
Josh Allen is out.
Yeah,
Drake
Josh
May is
Allen's
out.
out. When was Brady was a first round pick, wasn't he?
He was not.
When
He
was his
like a
last
sixth-round
year?
pick.
Oh, you're right. When was his last year?
In 2020, he was in Tampa because that's when they beat the
then,
Packers in the
all
NFC
right.
Championship.
All right, then
COVID.
that's out. So you're probably looking at
Tua was a first rounder, right?
Tua as a first rounder. Surely we can't go with a Jets quarterback here. Who was the Patriots quarterback before Drake May? Was there anybody between
Mac Jones? Was he a
Yeah,
first
Mac
rounder?
Jones. I don't think he was a first rounder. So Mac Jones, that'd be like 20.
Let's
What
see.
year should we go?
He was drafted in
Oh, yeah.
21. I think maybe
So
was
that-
his rookie year his best year? Or did he not start right away, though?
I don't think he started right away. He
Should
was,
we go
I would say like
22?
23, 22 or 23.
I'm feeling 22.
All right, go for it. Let's see.
He was a first round pick.
Okay, he
Can't
was a
take
first
him.
round pick.
The Bills would be all Josh Allen. The Dolphins would pretty much be all Tua, right?
Probably.
Yeah, he's 2020 to 2025. So we have to go with the Jets quarterback. Unless we go, no, Cam Newton was a first round pick. So I think he was Patriots in 2020, I think. But I don't think he threw for many yards either.
I
think we're taking a Jets quarterback.
Was
Who
Tua a
would-
first round pick? He was, wasn't he? No.
Was he not? I thought he was.
Was he?
Wasn't he like fourth overall?
Oh, you might
When
be
was he
right.
good? 22, 23?
Tried 20. What year? They made the playoffs that one year with Tyreek Hill and
I think
why
20.
do I feel like 23? I feel like 23.
Yeah, he was a first
Okay, he
round
was a
pick.
first round draft pick.
Yeah.
Oh my God, we have to pick a Jets quarterback.
So who do we even have here? We got Zach Wilson.
Who don't we have? Sam Darnold.
Was he?
I think he was a first round pick.
Oh yeah, he was a first round pick, and Zach Wilson
Yeah.
was too. Who the heck do we even take? Are we taking like a backup that played a few games for one of these
we
teams?
can't- No, we're not.
I don't
taking,
think I don't think that's where it's leading us. Or I guess Tua's been hurt a lot. Who's been playing when he's been out? Gosh, I don't even know.
Oh God, who was the guy? Hang on. Did Ryan Fitzpatrick play at any point for any of these teams?
Yes,
Or was
but
he
I don't
retired
think
already?
Since 2020,
Was he retired already? I don't.
he retired and he played in 21.
Oh.
But I think he ended with the Commanders. A couple years
Yeah,
right at the
you
end.
might be right. You might be right. Man, this is a tough one because everyone was a first round pick.
I think we're taking like Bailey Zappi playing a few games for the Patriots or something
Oh
like
my
that.
God. All right.
I can't think of anyone else.
All right.
But-
You know what?
Who'd be on the Dolphins? Because they would have played a significant number of games when Tua was out. I just can't think of who their backup even has been.
They had oh my gosh, I know the guy's name. It was Skylar Thompson. We can't pick Skylar Thompson. We cannot pick Skylar Thompson.
I'm down to pick Skylar Thompson 2025 or whatever. I think it's either him or Bailey Zappi. Those are the only guys
I
can
might be
think of.
more confident going Zappy than Skylar Thompson. Skylar Thompson was not good.
So
Oh, what a tough career. 3 years.
I thought he was still in the league. Oh, okay.
Are we going like right in the middle, 2023? I don't feel great picking Bailey Zappi here.
I just remember he started a game against the Packers and threw for a decent number of yards one year.
Oh, great. So at least we'll have like 350 yards here.
Yeah. I'm
okay,
thinking that might be the top. Like, I don't think we're getting a guy over 1,000 yards
All
on
right.
the list.
2023, you think?
Yeah.
All right. Do it. Let's see. We're going to get like negative yards here because he kneeled down.
96.
Was that the number one offer?
1,200.
Really?
Oh, Ryan Fitzpatrick in Miami.
Oh,
in 2020.
man. Oh, I had it.
And then Brissett in Miami in 21. And then Bailey Zappi. Hey.
Okay, you know
we
what?
Did good.
Oh,
we did good.
Mike White. I forgot about Mike White. Okay, you know what? Not bad. Not bad.
Yeah,
All
we
right.
should have just fired Fitzpatrick, and if he didn't play for them, yeah.
Yeah, that's all right.
We missed out on like 800 yards there. Oh well.
That's
Still got a
okay.
good,
All right.
got a good answer.
Here we go. All
right.
right.
That was a challenge.
That was
Cowboys-
a challenge. Let's go to
Cowboys,
Dallas.
Anytime since 1980, and has never been an All-Pro. Has Dak been All-Pro?
I think so.
Would he though? Because like his whole career, there's been Mahomes,
Yeah,
like-
maybe not.
Rodgers, Allen, Burrow. There's been enough. There's only like first and second team All-Pro.
Well, you know what you should do? You should try it because, like, didn't 2 years ago he led the league in passing? So
That's what I'm saying. I know he's thrown for
yeah,
a ridiculous number of yards.
Let's try Dak. I would say 24. I think. Because hang on,
He threw for a lot
20
this year too. With
he
Pickens,
did, but he was
but not
like
as much. I don't think.
not as much. Was it 23 or 24? What year did he like tear everything on his leg? His like wasn't that was that 24? I think that was 24.
I don't know.
It was the year I was supposed to go to Dallas that I didn't. I think that was two Thanksgivings ago. So that was 24. So try 23, I think.
He has been.
He's been an All-Pro.
So not Dak. Romo.
So you'd think Romo was an All-Pro?
I don't. I guess the same argument would be though. He was in an era where there was always
Yeah.
like Peyton Manning, Roethlisberger, Rodgers, Breeze.
You might as well try Romo. I mean,
Might as well try.
You might as
When
well
do we
try
think
him.
Romo-
'Cause,
When do we think Romo was good,
um,
yardage wise? I feel like
2012.
2012 ish.
Yeah.
He's been
Has been an All-Pro.
Dang it. Okay, so you go back to Aikman, but he probably would have been All-Pro at some point.
For sure. Yeah, for
And
sure he was an
Roger
All-Pro.
Staubach too. So now we're getting.
Now, are we gonna have to go backups again?
Well, I think there's an era between Romo and Prescott, right? Or no,
No.
Prescott backed up Romo, right?
Yeah.
I feel like recently, yeah, maybe our backups like Cooper Rush or something.
Yeah, I was just thinking Cooper Rush. Oh my God, we can't go Cooper Rush.
I mean, with how maybe this is just a diabolical one that like they gave us all.
They're
like,
all gonna be
backups.
backups. Yeah, try Cooper Rush. Let's see what happens.
So based on what we said, we think Dak tore up his knee in 24.
Yeah,
Was
he
that
for sure did.
1,800 yards, 84th percentile? What did we miss out on?
Oh jeez.
Oh,
Aikman would have been on there.
Oh, we should have fired Aikman. We probably would have missed the year anyways with him.
We
though.
probably would have
None
missed the
worse.
year, but Interesting.
respectable,
Okay.
respectable.
Yep.
1,800 yards.
Yep.
Just a lot of could have had 3,000 some.
Could have had. Yep, for sure. All
All
right.
right. Since 2020, anyone in the NFL, but they've never been an All-Pro. So, I'm thinking. Was Drake May All-Pro this year?
Yeah. How do
Jared
we
Goff?
feel about? Ooh, that's a decent one.
He might have been All-Pro at some point.
He might have been. Um,
Even.
was Caleb Williams?
Baker Mayfield?
Oh, Baker Mayfield's a good one. Try Baker Mayfield first.
Oh. Jameis. He threw for 5,000 yards one year.
Ooh, okay. Now we're gonna have to snipe which year, James. That's a good one. You should get him for
The
sure.
30-30 year.
Yeah.
We're going to snipe this.
Okay.
Oh. It
Um,
might have been.
What are our choices here?
Well,
Oh, it's got to be between 20 and 25,
it's
right?
gotta
Oh, no,
be
anytime.
It's going to be 2020. 2020
Okay.
or later. His 30-30 might have been before that. Because 2020. Oh, no. I think it would have been right after Brady.
22. I think it's 22.
This is a risky. Do we send it? 22?
Yep, we're sending it. Here we go.
Oh!
Oh, we missed it. What
We
was
botched
the?
it.
Oh,
Burrow's never been All-Pro?
that's interesting.
Watson, Herbert again.
Oh, we had choices there, man. We messed that up. That's all right.
So I guess his 5,000 must have been before 2020.
Before, yeah.
Because I know he threw for 5,000, but he was on this, Saints.
All right. Never been an All-Pro.
Oh.
Panthers, 80 to 2025.
So anytime, not Cam Newton, because I'm
Not
sure he
Cam
was All-Pro.
Newton. Darnold? Yeah, Darnold was kind of bad there.
Yeah. The safe play would just get Bryce Young.
True.
Like this year, he probably threw for 3,000
He
some
threw for-
yards.
Yeah, we need some yards here. Go Bryce Young. Let's go 25. Yeah.
Okay. Got 3,000. Yeah, I thought of Jake Delhomme, but I would not have known what year to pick.
I
for him. So,
also thought of Jake Delhomme, but yeah, wouldn't have known. All right, last one. We've got
AFC South since 2020, not a first-round pick. So that rules out Stroud, Trevor Lawrence, Cam Ward, and Daniel Jones, right?
yeah. So
Rules out Anthony Richardson.
Yep.
Oh, long neck for the Texans.
Long neck.
Davis Mills?
Yeah, that's a good one.
He had a year in there where he threw quite a bit.
Not only, I mean, in a couple of years in there that he did well. Yeah, Davis Mills. Let's say.
Otherwise, do we have Titans Tannehill, or was he a first rounder?
I think he was a first rounder.
Yeah, I feel like he was.
Try Davis Mills.
I think.
Let's go.
I think 22.
22. I agree. Yep, I agree.
Yes. Good pick. There we
Yep,
go.
good pick.
Come on.
Very good.
The only could have done Gardner Minshew in 23 was the only better option.
All right.
And we had 17th percentile, thanks to absolutely 0th percentile Jameis Winston.
Yeah.
We went for it all instead of playing it safe, and we paid for it. But we had fun,
what it is.
so
Yep.
is what it is.
Is what it is. Oh, all right. Well,
Yeah, I guess we'll wrap it up there. yeah, we'll be back in a couple weeks with another episode, and by then MLB will be cranking up and NFL training camp will be around the corner. So there'll
Yeah.
be lots to talk about coming up. We'll get some fantasy football talk, and yeah, we'll see where it goes from there. But that's it for this one. Thanks everyone for tuning in, and we will catch you guys in the next episode.